So I do remember. So I coached at Notre Dame Academy a little bit after both of us got out of high school. I coached at Notre Dame Academy in Northern Virginia,
Hmm.
and I remember my first encounter with handlers and with people like that. Um, what is your take on handlers? How did they get involved? I'm sure you probably had your own
They
handlers.
ruined my life.
This week, for the love of the game, talks to Lenny Cooke, an Atlantic City and New York City basketball legend.
It's for the love of the game. Taking them all to the hole, playing for the honor road, and we running suicide.
Welcome to a special edition of For the Love of the Game. Today, we got a legend, a New York City legend, an Atlantic City legend, a Rutgers legend, a man who has put it down and is known worldwide for his skills on the basketball court. Today, we got Lenny Cooke on our broadcast today. It don't get no bigger than that. We thank you and we salute you, Lenny Cooke. Welcome and thank you for coming on our podcast. How you doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate the love and the support, man. This is an honor.
Amen. Amen, brother. Well, I ask all of our folks, today is going to be a little different because Coach Fowler is going to run the point today, and he's good at running the point. He was a good point guard, but today he's going to run the point, but I always ask all of our guests, Lenny Cooke, how and when did you fall in love with basketball?
I fell in love with the game when we moved from Atlantic City to New York, man, and just meeting people, meeting new people, and I ended up meeting one of my best friends, which is Damani Eastman. If y'all seen the documentary, he's all in my documentary. But he took me to the park, 384 in Bushwick, Brooklyn, and I ended up running into a guy named Jeff Farley, who ended up putting me on an AAU team, got me on the AAU circuit. And coming from Atlantic City, I didn't know what AAU was and how big it is. You know what I mean? Especially at that point in time. Um, and yeah, man, once I started getting the groove of things with AAU, God bless his soul, Mr. Tyrone Green, that was my first coach, and he just made it. Uh, 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 how can I say this? He made it whereas though everything was about Lenny Cooke, you know what I mean? And from that moment on, I fell in love with the game.
It's for the love of the game. Taking them all to the hole, playing for the honor road, and we running suicides. No squad will see us fold. Throw me in assist, you can miss me with the.
Amen. Coach Fowler, I know you're excited to run the point on this one today.
Man, I'm kind of biting it a bit today, man, because listen, Lenny, man, we're both 43. And so when I was in
I'll
high
be there. I'll
school,
be there. I ain't there yet. I'll be there.
you right, okay, you right there. Okay, got you. So I got you by maybe a couple months, but not.
Yeah.
But so when I was in high school, you were that dude.
Appreciate it.
All right. And so your name was all over. I'm from South Carolina, and your name
Okay.
was still there. You know what I'm saying? When I was coming up, it was around, I guess, maybe some of the times when Ray Allen, Jermaine O'Neal, a lot of those guys were coming through. The Rolando and Ivan Howells were big names that came through. But we heard Lenny Cooke, right? So this was huge for me, man. Then all of a sudden we didn't hear Lenny Cooke, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
So I just want to keep it real, man. Um, I've seen your documentary. Everybody's seen your documentary. Our people that I know when we were promoting this, a lot of the feedback I was getting more from people my age, more
Yeah.
from people our age, were kind of like, oh man, this is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Yeah.
got Lenny Cooke, but we didn't get that same response from the younger crew. You
Yeah.
know, and so I think the younger crew is the crew that needs to hear about Lenny Cooke.
No, absolutely, for
And
sure.
so and so, we want to be as respectful as possible,
For sure.
but we want answers,
No, for sure. For
right?
sure. Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
so and so that's the biggest thing, and that's why I'm so excited about this episode, man, is because I get the opportunity to ask the former number one player in the country about his experience.
No, for
And
sure.
and while your experience had the highs, it also had some lows, you know. And so I again, that's where I want to be respectful. And so I guess to get it started, man, is it's like how does it? You were the number one player in the country.
Yeah,
You've seen the documentary. Again, like I said, everybody has access to this documentary. If you haven't seen the documentary, I'll just go ahead and plug you right now. I think it's $3.99 to rent on Prime Video. You can
hmm
watch it on Tubi for free,
hmm
and it's also $9.99 to buy
Yep, absolutely.
on Prime Video. So if you want to see it, there you go. Go look at it's self-titled Lenny Cooke. You can go watch this documentary. We don't want to cover what was in the documentary.
For
We want to
sure.
fill in those gaps, right?
Absolutely.
Uh, but I guess just to get us started, you know, because Tony likes to keep it chronologically in order, you know. I guess tell us how did you get to the number one,
I mean, it
to
was
be
just,
number one?
I mean, God, man, for real, God, because like I had so much ability and talent that I didn't even know about. I didn't come up with the guys that started out at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. You know what I mean, playing. And once I got to New York, man, it was just like, dang, man, these guys is really like these guys are taking it serious already. You know what I mean? And just going out there competing and being a dog, especially like I said, once I got on that circuit where it's though it's like you traveling and you going to these different tournaments, Vegas, which was Adidas, you going to Nike tournaments, you just playing everywhere and competing against guys you never thought you would compete against. Um, I just felt it was my duty to go out there and just leave it all on the line every time. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say God because I didn't have no trainers. I wasn't working out. I wasn't, you know what I mean, doing the things that these other guys was doing. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I had a gift that was given to me, and I just took advantage of it, man.
Every week, we feature an in-game basketball clip of a female baller. We take clips from AAU, public, or private schools, wherever the hoopers are.
Send your basketball clips to AA Freshword on Instagram and Tony Speaks on Facebook, or you can leave your links in the comments of our YouTube page. That's it. I'm looking forward to seeing what you all can do.
With that gift put you above Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James.
Amari
In real,
Stoudemire, Raymond
in
Felton,
yeah,
the
all
list
those
goes
dudes.
on.
All those dudes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're right. The list goes on, and again, if you watch his documentary, you see a lot of the people that he was ranked higher than. But in real time, what did that feel like, man? Like what? Like
It was
you were
surreal.
sitting on top of the world in your documentary. There wasn't no doubt about it.
Nah, for sure. It was surreal. Like, you know what I mean? It happened like for me, it happened overnight. You get what I'm saying? So I go from a kid from Atlantic City by way of Emporia, Virginia, and just come to New York, you know what I mean, where it's the mecca of basketball. And I started out actually in Queens at IS 59 with a couple of guys that was just as talented, like the Ryan Williams, the Daryl Showtime Hills. We all went to the same middle school actually, IS 59 in Queens. And they was like, yo, you got to play basketball. You should play basketball, play for the team. And I never took. I was like, nah, I don't know y'all. I ain't rocking with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? And as we got older, we became friends because once I got into it, I'm either playing with those guys on their team or playing against them somewhere. You know what I mean? Whether it's the park, AAU, something. You get what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
we just built great relationships. But yeah, it was just like something happened overnight for me, man. I left IS 59. I ended up going to Franklin K. Lane High School. I ended up leaving there, like I said, once I met Mr. Tyrone Green, who was like really my first coach ever. And he got me into he ended up getting me a scholarship to go play at a Catholic school at LaSalle Academy. Um, and once I got there, I was just dominating, and my name started ringing in the city, just in the city. You know what I mean? Like, who is this kid, Leonard? It won't Lenny. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
everybody was like, "Yo, who is this kid? Who is this? Like, where did he come from? Like, you know what I'm saying?" And from that moment, it was just like, oh, I see what's going on. You know what I mean? I see the hype. I see why these kids is doing the things that they're doing and putting the time in that they put in. You know what I mean? And once I started becoming like ranked in New York City alone, it was just like things were started being handed to me. The women started coming around, like you know what I mean. It was just a dream come true for a kid that never expected nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was surreal.
Make sure y'all like and subscribe for the love of the game with Tony and Davis. That was good.
So, a couple things stood out right there to me because, and Tony, if you got anything, man, chime in anytime. But a couple of things stood out is that you mentioned that you saw why the kids were putting in the work that they were putting in,
Yes,
and then you also mentioned the women. Both were documented in your were pointed out in your documentary. Um, but do you think that the documentary portrayed your work ethic
I, I,
correctly,
I,
or do you think you might have been because there were some times where the push-ups you didn't want
yeah,
to do them.
yeah,
You were showing up late to the workouts, and it's
yeah,
like if I can't get here at 9 o'clock, what you think I'm gonna get here at 6:30 for?
absolutely.
Those type of things. Do you think that that portrayed you the right way, or how do you feel? Because I mean, what I would like to get to is
I mean,
why,
me
what happened?
personally, now that I'm older and I'm out the game and I'm just a fan of the game, I'm still a student of the game. Um, it was just me being ignorant, man. Like not knowing, you know what I'm saying? Not knowing what came with it, not knowing the business side of it, even though we was only in high school and stuff like that, it was still a business because these people was investing in you, giving you these things. Um, it was just me not knowing what was going on for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? And it was happening so fast. You get what I'm saying? And like these kids don't understand. Well, a lot of them nowadays because they have the right people in their corners nowadays, or so-called right people in their corner for the moment. But to me, man, I just feel like I didn't understand what was going on, and it was just happening too fast.
Yeah. And you nailed it because the next question that I have written down is I feel like my first reaction to what happened watching your documentary or whatnot is the people in your corner.
Absolutely.
You had what it was Debbie Bortner.
Debbie, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
had
yep,
Debbie in your corner. You left her.
yeah,
You kind of went to you left her and went to Detroit. You know, your mom did move to Emporia,
yeah,
but it seems like there were some people that were there for the right reasons, and some. I mean, obviously, we know that if you're the number one player in the country, there's people there for the wrong reasons.
for sure,
But I feel like
absolutely.
you
I
did
mean,
have some people there
I
for the right reasons.
I definitely had a good support system. Once I matured and understood that I did, even though it was all said and done, people was just to me at that time. Like I said, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know any of that. Any of that. You get what I'm saying? And I did have, like I said, Debbie, Ken, her children, Clue, my parents. But my parents, they wasn't into sports. So it was like, whatever you want to do it. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely had a decent support system. I just didn't listen.
Gotcha. So okay. So looking back on that, you didn't know what was going on, and you say you didn't listen. What do you like? What happened? Like, how did we get to the point where you went from being number one? You say you have a decent support system. You didn't listen. In that point where you didn't listen, what didn't you listen to? Like what was being told to you, and what did you
I mean,
not?
uh, as like so, it was different stages. Like in high school, for example, we won't start back from high school. I just felt like I was so arrogant, and everything was about me. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing for one. You
Mhm.
get what I'm saying? I was that kid. Like you can't tell me what to do. I am Lenny Cooke. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as a kid, you shouldn't be that way at all. For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was like, damn, my parents, they moved back to Virginia. Yo, pardon me. Um, my parents went back to Virginia, so it's like I really ain't gotta listen to nobody for real now because my parents ain't here to discipline me. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it was just like me being a kid. You can make a mistake and your parents punish you. I ain't got that right now. You get what I'm saying? Everything was all about me and everything was being handed to me without my parents even being around.
Yeah.
Right. 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 Well, Lenny, from 14 to 24, I ain't had no skills like you, and guess what? I was an idiot. So until I got saved at age 20. And matter of fact, until I started preaching, I wasn't really good at nothing. So
Yeah.
I preach like you play basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
But
sure.
I totally understand. 14 to 24, I didn't have no skill, and I still was an idiot. I didn't wake up until 24. That's when I started to finally wake up. So you ain't gonna have no judgment here, but it's still
Nah,
good.
for sure.
It's still good for the kids to hear, because there's some kids in Virginia that, and matter of fact, I'm gonna make my daughter listen, because she's starting to get attention for her skill set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to make sure her head. I want her
Please
to
do.
listen.
Please do. Please
Yeah.
do. You know what I'm saying? Please do allow your daughter to chime in and understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was rough, man, and I don't want these kids to have to go through what I went through. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, it was all about me. I use the word accountability a lot, man. And once I was able to look myself in the mirror and check myself, things turned around a little bit for me. You get what I'm saying? And kids need to understand that they can be here today and gone tomorrow. You get what I'm
Yes.
saying? Just that quick.
Yes, sir.
And that's the reason why I love to share my story, because don't get me wrong, it's a million. I always say it's a million Lenny Cooke stories, but my brother Gary Irvin, man, he constantly tell me stop saying that because there's only one Lenny Cooke. You
It's
get what
only
I'm
one
saying?
Lenny story.
And so when I say that to say like people hide. You get what I'm saying? And I was one of those people that hid after things didn't pan out the way it was supposed to be, or the way the picture was painted. You get what I'm saying? And I did hide a little bit because I was embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? So once I was able to check myself and take accountability for my actions and stop blaming other people, I was able to bounce back and get on track. You get what I'm saying? And always wanted to share my story after that. You get what I'm saying? So these kids don't have to go through it.
Amen. I got a crazy hypothetical for you. And this was a tough one because I know how much you love New York. All right. And you got to understand, I'm half Puerto Rican, so all my family come from Staten Island. So I love New York too. All right.
My wife's Puerto Rican.
Go ahead, brother. Represent.
Yeah.
But so here's my crazy hypothetical. LeBron was big around the same time, but he grew up in nothing going on Akron. No one want to go visit Akron. Amen.
Never
And
even heard of Akron.
and everybody loved to party in LA, New York. I ain't been saved my whole life, brother Lenny. Amen. So everybody like to get to party in Miami, New York, LA. Now here's my hypothetical.
Okay.
When he grows up in Akron, where there's not all that popping off, you know what I'm saying? And LeBron grows up in New York. How does that change everything? You think that changes everything, or do you just think that?
I mean, I think if the roles was changed as far as location, I still believe that LeBron would be LeBron James if he had the same support system.
Okay.
If I was in Akron, I would have made Akron a party city. You get what I'm saying?
That's ultimate accountability right there. That's
you see what I'm saying?
Listen, Lenny is who Lenny is, right?
So even Akron would have turned up.
Akron would have been turned up.
See, that's why the Lord put you with a Puerto Rican, just because only a Puerto Rican could roll with you like that. Amen.
Absolutely.
but that's all
I mean, honestly, man, like, I believe if the same people was around him, no matter where he was at, he would be who he is today. Honestly.
Amen. Amen.
And I believe that if I was in Akron, things would have probably been a little different for me too, because I wouldn't have had all that limelight. I would have had school and basketball. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I would have probably dibbled and dabbled here, but I would have probably been more focused.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got two. I'll be quiet after this, Coach Fowler. I got two.
Are you good, man? That was
All
listen.
right.
That was good.
All right. Yeah, but I was just thinking, Brother Lenny, because I watch all your podcasts and everything to prep. I always do a lot of prep. And I always want to ask a question that other people don't ask. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's two characters that have been put in shows and they've been put in movies. One was put in a documentary, and one was put in a movie. One was a dude named Sonny Vaccaro. Amen. And then there was another dude, and he was in that that latest Michael Jordan movie, you know, where
Mm-hmm.
it covering the shoe deal and everything.
He was the one that got Michael Jordan that first deal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then there's Diddy, who everybody done gone Diddy crazy with the documentary and everything. And I was just wondering, as a guy who's not right, quote unquote, in the Hollywood system, you're not in the system, but you saw these characters like in real life up close.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw how they move and you saw how they act. I guess my question is, was the documentary and the movie fair from your perspective of what you saw, or was there a lot of bull crap in those presentations? Or what was you thinking when you both the Diddy documentary and then also this portrayal of Sonny Vaccaro? What were you thinking when you're watching all of this?
I mean, as far as Sonny Vaccaro, man, I appreciate Sonny for what he did for me during my time. I did have an opportunity where I should have been an Adidas kid. So he did do a lot for me, but I also think he did a lot of bad for me as well after that LeBron game. But I mean, that's part of his business. You get what I'm saying? It's always the next man up. I have a business to run, which is make money. As far as Diddy's situation, it's about, like I said, once again, accountability. I don't know that Diddy. I knew another Diddy. You get what I'm saying? I don't know the Diddy that did all the negative things that he did to women or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that person. I've been on tour with him. I've traveled with him when he had the Bad Boy Detroit team, going to Bad Boy weekend in Detroit and Atlanta. Like, so I didn't know that person that people was painting this picture of him to be allegedly to me. You get what I'm saying? So both of those guys, though, are legendary in their own way and what their craft was to me and always will be. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, it's sad that he's going through what he's going through, but you made those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And can't nobody fix those but you and God, like you said. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that person. So I really don't. I can't speak upon. Yeah, I see all the negative stuff that they putting out. They trying to take it all the way back to the Biggie and all of that stuff. I don't know that person.
Amen.
So Tony is the only person on the planet that can somehow connect Sonny Vaccaro with Diddy.
With Diddy. I don't understand that.
I didn't know where he was going with that at all, man.
No, you know why?
I didn't have a clue where you were going with that, Tony. When you had Sonny Vaccaro, then you had Diddy, I was like, wait a minute now.
No, you know why I asked that question? It's because I know enough about this, is that sometimes people will portray folks, and the way they portray them in the documentary or the movie, it can be bullcrap sometimes, you know.
For sure.
You know, and I wanted to hear from and so this is the second.
And like I said, man, like both of them, man, they handle business. We all have faults. We all had, you know what I mean?
Right.
But they perfected their craft.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, like his personal life is his personal life.
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, it's still his personal life. Yeah, you got to own up to your mistakes. But at the same time, what he did for not only himself, but the culture on both sides, Sonny Vaccaro and Diddy, you can't take it away from them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's good to know.
Hey, did you know there's this little button? It's right here on the video. And it reads SUBSCRIBE. And when you click that little button, an angel gets its wings. For real.
That's good to know.
So when you spoke on after the LeBron game, is that the LeBron game we saw in the documentary?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your take on what Sonny did? If you're
I
not cool
mean,
with the question,
honestly,
that's all
he
right.
did
But
the right thing because he grabbed he tried to grab the kid that was the chosen one.
yeah.
So at that moment, it was only right for him to make that move and try to get that deal with Adidas. I mean, for him to be with Adidas. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
that moment is what set the tone. Not saying that that's what really made it happen for LeBron, but it definitely set the tone for everything that came to be.
Gotcha.
Right.
So was that at ABCD? Was that the
That was
game?
at ABCD, correct?
Okay, gotcha. So when you talk about AAU, so I know AAU when I was younger in South Carolina, I don't know about what New York looked like and all of that. It wasn't established like it is now.
Mhm.
How was it? How was AAU for you?
I mean,
And
see, for
and
me,
and and who
it
did
was
you play
kind of
for?
different. It was different for me. You get what I'm saying? Because I wasn't that kid that was just loyal to Riverside. I
Yeah,
wasn't that kid that was just loyal to the Gauchos. I wasn't that kid that was just loyal to the Panthers.
Right.
I played
you play
wherever I
anywhere.
wanted to play for at that moment. Whoever was giving me whatever I asked for, that weekend is where I'm going.
So they didn't have the adjoining state rule yet.
Nah, not back then. No,
Yeah, you could
no.
play wherever you wanted
I
to
played
then.
wherever I wanted to play at. Yeah, for sure.
Got you.
But that also was a bad thing too. You get what I'm saying? Because people don't want to invest in somebody that's not reliable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could have been on a roster going to Philly, and then somebody offered me something to go play in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the best offer was is what I was taking.
So I do remember. So I coached at Notre Dame Academy a little bit after both of us got out of high school. I coached at Notre Dame Academy in Northern Virginia,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember my first encounter with handlers and with people like that. What is your take on handlers? How did they get involved? I'm sure you probably had your own
They
handlers.
ruined my life.
Tune in, like, and subscribe for the love of the game with Tony and David.
Nah.
I could
But
when
no, I
you
mean,
started talking about I could get what I wanted. Whoever was giving me what I wanted to play here and to play here, Tony, back in the day.
that's what it
You
was, and it's so crazy because you had like a Riverside church that had these kids that was loyal, the Omar Cooks, the Andre Barrett's, these kids was loyal to this program because Ernie Lorch was loyal to them.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I had this kid since he was 5, 6 years old until he got ready to go to St. John's or Seton Hall or where, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And his word stood for something.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ernie Lorch, if he spoke to a scout, his word stuck with that scout. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the only one that really, really mattered to me at that time was Mike Jarvis. You get what I'm saying? Like he was so loyal and genuine when it came to the recruiting process with me. That's why I was going to go to St. John's.
Yeah.
But as far as AAU, man, I'm going wherever everything is nice for me at.
Right.
It's about me, not you. You get what I'm saying? I already know you using me anyway.
Right.
And that's basically a handler's job.
That's their job. That's their job. 1,000%. That's their job.
Well, that's a beautiful part about NIL, because now that NIL has come out, then everybody now is becoming honest about how much they used to get paid prior to becoming a professional athlete. So you hearing Barkley talk about how much he got paid in Auburn. You hear everybody being honest now about how much they were all getting paid. So now it really makes it look bad what Michigan and what the NCAA did to Chris Webber.
Yeah.
Because and what they tried to do to the Fab Five, because now it's kind of come out. Everybody was securing the bag back in the day. It's like,
and that's why I think I'm old retribution.
Listen, I will get on that campaign with you, Lenny. And plus, you have 4 years of eligibility.
Huh?
And plus, you still have 4 years of eligibility. So it's dudes
right
that are 30 years old going back to college.
I still got it right now.
Let's do it.
Get them, man. Get them.
All these kids you got guys now that played in the NBA going back to college.
Going back.
Like, why can't I do it?
Let's do it, Lenny. Come on, man. Where you want to go?
Man, them days is long gone.
Mike Jarvis is retired, but listen, we can figure something out. So no, that leads me to the next question, man, because I want to be respectful. You did leave Debbie's house, and decided when you were found ineligible to play high school basketball your senior year, you did leave and you went to Detroit.
Yeah.
What did that do? How did that contribute to your decision to forego college and go into the NBA draft? And
well, this is the
break
first
that
time
down
I
a little bit.
Really publicly said it. That was the worst thing I could have ever done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Leave Debbie house that morning when I know I should have been going to Old Japan just to make sure I got my grades and stuff right. You know what I mean? Whether I ended up going to prep school or whatever after, you know what I mean? I should have stayed. You know what I'm saying? But as far as my decision making to forego college, it was based on two things that I stand on. And one of them was I was about to have my son. And then when St. John's fired Coach Jarvis, I was like, I ain't going to college now, for sure.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So I had a child that was about to be born. I knew I had to take on that responsibility, also still try to help my parents, my family, you know what I'm saying? So that decision was made based off of those two things right there.
So do you think that not playing your senior year, and then also do you think that that kind of, let's just be real, man. We keep it transparent. We keep it real on this podcast, okay? Do you think that how bad Kwame Brown was messed you up with the addition of you not playing your senior year, because you got a whole year of not playing basketball? But now everybody's talking about Kwame Brown not being very good, and then we have these dudes coming out of high school, and then they make the rule a few years later after you that you can't come out of high school. Yeah. How much do you think that played with you not playing your senior year?
I mean, let's be honest. Kwame is no Lenny Cooke.
You're right.
He's a hell of a high school basketball player for sure.
Right.
But I don't think his NBA career starting out had anything to do with me. You get what I'm saying? Me not playing that year, I don't really think that affected me as much either. Because when they did see me play, if I was still in Old Japan playing against the competition that was not as talented as the competition I was playing when it was summertime, when other people were seeing me at Vegas or Baltimore or like wherever else where the scouts is really going to be at, that shouldn't have played a factor either. I do say that I should have took that year and went prep because they wanted me to go to Oak Hill with Melo. I just didn't.
That would have changed things.
I just didn't think it was enough basketball for me and Carmelo. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was his program already. I didn't want to be the guy that come in and I'm not that guy. Like Melo was broke. I already know that, and I know we would have won national championship playing together for sure. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And I was too big headed, man. I was into the other stuff that didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And that's what hurt me the most. People seeing me out partying, people seeing me like these guys ain't. It's $1 billion company you trying to get into. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? $1 trillion company. You get what I'm saying? So that summer following the draft, I did great at workouts at every team that I worked out for. But like everybody kept saying to me, every GM, we just don't think you are what's the word? I'm gonna tell you who used it. Dan for the Suns.
Dan Marley.
Dan Marley.
Dan Marley.
Mm-hmm.
He's, and Phoenix Suns was my best workout. Me, Karan Butler, and Casey Jacobson.
Mm.
That was my best workout, I thought. Some people say otherwise, but that was my best workout. And Marley said to me that I just can't trust you. I just can't trust you mentally.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
to be told something like that at 18, 19, not understanding why, because my game spoke for itself. So you get what I'm saying? So what part is it that you can't trust me with? And it was the outside things that I didn't think about at that time, like what he was saying to me.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for the love of the game.
So I guess I got two questions. One to follow up on what you just said. So do you think your time? So we got a chance to see you in Vegas right before your senior year. I think it was right before your senior year. We saw you in Vegas on your documentary. How much of that has people like Dan Marley and some of the NBA executives caught wind of? And do you think that is what they were talking about? I mean, is that where they were at with it when they said they can't trust you?
I didn't know. I was just enjoying in the moment. Like
I
I didn't
bet
know.
that.
I didn't know. I didn't know who was going to be in the gym. I didn't know. I was just enjoying the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like those things. Those is the little things, not little things, because those was huge things
Huge.
that hurt me. You get what I'm saying? Flying private. What I'm like, all of those little things, man. People was talking about about a kid.
Yeah.
I'm a
Still a
kid.
kid.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And I had no business in clubs and stuff like that at that age. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So the runner that was that got me to leave and go to Detroit. I'm in Club Chaos. I have no business in there. Club Chaos. Never forget it. Lower Manhattan. I get to Seattle. Why do they have pictures of me in the club when I have my meeting?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So you never know who's watching, what's going on, and I didn't know these things.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Wow. Wow.
These are things that they get paid to do these things. People get paid to watch every move you make. And these kids need to understand that. Like, yes, you getting your NIL, you getting your social media need to be clean, and your image need to be clean at all times.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's wisdom right there.
Listen, that's big time because I mean, if you could only imagine what it was like for you, and then now
without social media,
exactly without social media, and now what the kids could be facing with social media, and then NIL and all this other stuff on top of it. I mean that's big time right there, man. That's big time. Now, the next question I had was you actually did kind of break into the NBA just a little bit. You made the summer league team. Have you ever gotten your answer why they didn't let you play against LeBron?
I'll never get that answer. I'll never ever get that answer.
Wow.
Ever.
So what
I
do you
only believe, me personally,
your
I only
feeling?
believe Sonny Vaccaro no, and the general manager at that time for the Boston Celtics no. That's it.
Mm,
Them the only two people I believe that no. I'll never have that answer.
mm.
But I will tell you this: I do believe that we would probably be having a different conversation if we were having a conversation at all had you gotten that opportunity.
1000%.
Because ABCD, you still had revenge game left in you after ABC.
1000%. 1000%. And listen, it's 32 teams. Not to say that Boston would have kept me, but somebody would have got me.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it, man.
I mean, that was just a game. That was a game that the world was waiting for, though. You get what I'm saying?
We
And to
all
be,
listen. I mean, I feel like that would have been it. I mean, that if you're watching summer league basketball, those are the type of games that you want to see.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
You
Like
know, and
I
we haven't
played
seen you
great
for a
all
year.
summer
We
league.
want to see that.
I played great. I believe I played great all summer league. And
Yeah,
to be taken away from that game, the game that meant the most. Would you have had played me if we played Boston first? That game was set up to be that way. It
I
was
feel it.
it was meant to be
It had to
set
be.
up. Last game of summer league, Boston versus Cleveland, Lenny versus LeBron. It was meant to be that way. It was all over the national television, and they
Sonny
pulled the
Vaccaro
rug
didn't
from
want it. Sonny Vaccaro didn't want it.
me. Hey man,
We'd have been wearing. Listen, we would have been wearing Lenny's instead of.
I guess he should have played me now that LeBron went to Nike after the
Right.
fact.
He's kicking himself. Listen, he's hurt now.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, I'll lighten it up a little bit, man. I'll lighten it up a little bit. I want you to tell me, um, listen, one of my favorite artists of all time
Okay.
is R. Kelly.
Absolutely. It is of all time.
And and so I listen, I don't get involved in all that other stuff, man,
Yeah.
because listen, everybody got their own story, everybody got their own perspective. So I'm not worried about that. But the song, Get Up on a Room, what does that mean to you, man? Because them tears was flowing that night. What does
Hey
that
man,
song mean to you?
it mean a lot, man. Like my brother, he here, my lady, she here, they'll tell you. I put on Robert in a heartbeat. You hear me? I'm not. I'm gonna play Robert. I don't care who's around, what kind of vibe you in. Robert is my go-to.
But listen, he's my all-time favorite artist, and I don't think Tony knows that. But when I heard you singing "Get Up on the Room," bro,
Yeah, that it was time for action.
listen, and then you was crying on top of it. I was like, listen,
Nah, man, like
it,
it was
it
just it was that moment. You get what I'm
yeah.
saying? It was that moment, man.
So
I
what
was
birthday was
enjoying
that, and how far out? So what birthday was that, and how far out from the end of your career were we at that point?
it. At that time, I think I was turning. My daughter Nevaeh is 15, so that was 11 years, 12 years ago. It was like 12 years ago.
Okay.
I was already like pretty much done. Um, I
Did the
had to,
tears have anything to do with that, or what was the deal with that night? Because listen, you have two of the probably the most emotional scenes in documentary history. I'll get to the other one.
yeah,
I'll
nah,
get
for
to the other
sure.
one in a few minutes.
So,
But that
so
was
the
one of the
one,
most emotional scenes ever, man.
so the one when I was crying to my mom with my mom, it was because it was my birthday, and that was like the first time I was out there on my birthday, and my grandmother wasn't there. My
Okay.
grandmother had passed away. So when I was crying with my mom, putting her hand on my shoulder, that
Mhm.
was just me talking to her about my grandma, her mom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then the second one was what?
Well, the most emotional was at the end, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But I'm gonna get at the end of your documentary. But
Uh,
I'll get to that once we get to the end of our podcast.
okay. But
So
yeah, that moment right there, I shared with my mom when I was crying because I was talking about my grandmother.
Mm.
gotcha.
Now, speaking of family, people who follow you, I'm sure they're gonna want to know, when they watch this podcast, because I was watching podcasts throughout the years, and I was just wondering, how is your family doing? How's your mom? And are they still with us? And then I'm so sorry, I forgot her name, but David has said her name several times, and now I'm
Debbie.
missing. The rich white.
Debbie.
What was her name?
Debbie,
The rich white,
Debbie. Yeah.
Debbie.
I'm sorry. I'm just keeping it real.
the rich white woman. What was her name?
So how's Debbie doing, and how's your family doing? And for people who keep up with you, because there's a lot of people who love you, and the way they keep up with you is through these intermittent podcasts.
Yeah. Nah, my parents is doing okay, man. They still in Virginia. My siblings is in Virginia. Um, my probably my biggest fan base is in that small town in Emporia, in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's crazy because this actually airs on Wednesday the 18th, and that's my parents' 43rd anniversary. Um, Tomorrow the 17th is my dad's birthday, and their anniversary is the 18th.
Oh, right now.
So yeah, everybody's in Emporia, man. I got my twins, they in Atlantic City. My oldest son, he out here. Like my kids is doing good. They just keep me in good spirit, man, and that's how I make it day to day.
Amen.
So speaking of family, you said Nevaeh, right?
Nevaeh, yeah.
So where's she at? Sussex?
Sussex, yeah, she in
So
Sussex County.
how is her basketball? Because I saw your Facebook page. Obviously, with this, that's how I found you. So
Yeah,
I'm keeping it real. It was kind of surprising how easy it was to find you, but I found you through Facebook, and I saw on there that you have your daughter. She played at Sussex. How's her career going compared to old Lenny Cooke's?
I mean, so far so good, man. Like she started playing late. She started playing late, but she found a passion for it. Last year was her freshman year. Played varsity her freshman year, played well. This year, her sophomore year, she made first team all league. Um, I like we have conversations. This is not something that she really wants to do at the end of
Okay.
her. You know what I mean? All she want to do is use it to go to school for free. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I appreciate her just being honest with me with that. You know what I'm saying? But like I told her, no matter what, there's no days off. You get what I'm saying? I understand you got other passions. You know what I mean? She's into everything at her school. Junior ROTC, the people that run the school board, the members of the class, and
Student
all.
council.
She's in everything. Like she's in everything, man. So track, she run track. Like she's volleyball. She does it all. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm just a proud father for real. You know what I mean? I ain't pushing her to do none of it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just support her no matter what it is that she want to do after it. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
Now you had two Achilles tears, which
Mm-hmm.
and then also you had a terrible, terrible car accident
Mm-hmm.
that put you in a coma. Um, did God use those things to kind of spiritually change around the mental, or did it take a little bit more after that? Or were those the trials and tribulations that God used to change things around? Because you seem as a much wiser, older man now helping the kids. So
Uh,
just wondering,
I mean, and it's crazy that you asked about that because not too many people ask about that when I do their show. You get what I'm saying? And it wasn't even in my documentary. You get what I'm saying? So yes, I believe that that's what changed me a lot because if it was my time, he would have kept me. So I had to look at things and put them in the perspective. I just feel like I always use this. If I couldn't do the right thing with $350,000, what would I have done with $10 million?
Amen.
Right? So he put me in that position for that accident just to let you know, let me know. Like, yo, once again, it can be here today and gone tomorrow. But now what are you going to do? You get what I'm saying? And I always use I always say to people, like, all my mishaps, how I treated women, how I treated my kids' mothers, all of that came upon me because all of that is the reason why I had that car accident. It wasn't my time to go, but it was time for me to sit down and check myself. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what helped turn my life around.
Amen. Amen.
Word.
And that's big time right there, man.
That's
I mean,
how long were you in the car?
sometimes it's how you take the perspective, you know, the
No,
perspective.
I mean that's just it's just it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you gotta check yourself.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And if you can't check yourself, only he will.
Amen. 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 With all that he's done for you, you ever thought about adding a spiritual component when you're teaching these kids?
I would love to. I just don't know how. Like, I mean, I do believe you know what I'm saying? I have faith. I pray. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. I never been. Even like some of my friends, a couple of my friends that play basketball with me from Virginia and stuff, they got into being preachers. They that hung out with me, did a lot of bad. And Corey Lee turned himself around, one of the best preachers in that area. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Talk to him time to time and just, you know what I mean? Just get prayer, you know what I mean, from him. You know what I'm saying? So I would love that, but I just don't know how, and I don't know when is my time to.
Amen. 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 Well, I just think, I'm a pastor, and I just say I ain't trying to be religious. I ain't trying to make religious
I
thing.
get it.
But I will say this. I think at least the really good. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of fake preachers out there, but I'm talking about
1,000%.
Yeah, but the real good ones are those who have failed profoundly, and they know that it's by God's grace that they continued on.
For sure.
And I'll just say this, I kind of see that in you.
That's exactly what he just said.
Yeah, I see it in you.
Absolutely.
I see it because there's so many people, they don't understand. Like, until you have really fallen down, a lot of times you don't understand, like there's going to be people who are going to look down on other people. And I think that you have a perspective where you could reach just about any man.
Yeah.
Because you've been for good or for bad. I mean, using it for good.
Yeah, for sure.
But for what you've been through, I just really see that I can see God using you in that capacity.
And that's how I am. Like, I think that's the reason why I'm the way I am now, because of my faith and my belief. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's no me without him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So for me to be like everybody say a cautionary tale. Once I got out of that part with that documentary, like I'm not a cautionary tale. You know what I mean? I'm a testimony.
Amen.
You get what I'm saying? And my story is not complete.
Amen.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm understanding that now.
Right. That's right. That's right. I see it in you. I see it in you, brother. I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank you.
I see that in you.
And that's amazing because here's the thing, man, is that there's so many people that would have that could have taken the failures that you've had, like, and I don't want to just call it failures, man, but
no, I get it.
That came out a little harsh.
No,
at the same time,
man, I get what you're saying though.
The fall that you had, and they could have, and then you get that car accident, and you're like, man, why you keep on just doing this to me? You know what I'm saying? But instead, you took that step back and you said, listen, the way I've treated women, the way I've treated my kids' mothers, the way I've done this, the way I handled my basketball career, all of these things, this needed to happen.
It had to happen.
Because that wasn't enough. So God had to reach you somehow. And so for you to be able to say that, and that was what made the change.
Yeah, nah.
I mean,
sure.
that's about the deepest thing that's what I needed to hear from you, Lenny, to be honest.
I appreciate
with you, man.
that.
Like that was the biggest thing.
But it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? I was moving too fast. Moving too fast, and I was doing a lot of wrong things. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna sit here and say I'm a saint or an angel, but I know that a lot of things that happened from 2000 to 2004 is the reason why that car accident happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I can see a lot of one thing I do a lot of research. So as you could tell, because you said
for sure.
ask you, but where I really saw you shine is on your Facebook page and other places where I see you talking to young ballers.
Yeah.
That's where I really see the glory of God.
My passion.
Yeah. I could really it's like a different Lenny kicks in.
That, man. Yeah, that's my passion, man. I love coaching with my brother Gary Irvin at Nazareth, man. It's so crazy because I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for one of my best friends from Atlantic City, for real. He came home from prison, and all he wanted to do was go to a basketball game in New York in the summertime. So I'm like, yo, let's make it happen. So I'm going to call Gary, because at the time, Gary was still playing at Gersh. It's a park in New York, big-time tournament. So I'm like, all right, we're going to go. End up coming up here to watch him play. I meet my lady.
Oh, that's good.
And I never looked back.
Amen.
And I've been here ever since. And Gary was like, man, look, this is what we're going to do. I got the coaching job at Nazareth. You're going to be on my staff.
That's good.
And I've been there ever since. And I just love it, man. I just love the kids, man. My brother got Coach of the Year yesterday. I got one kid that's first team. Got one kid second team. We play in our semifinals game on Wednesday. It is it's all part of God's plan, man.
Amen. That's good. That's good, man. That's good. Well, for a beautiful, I came to Virginia. I left the greatest state in the Union, North Carolina. The home of the goats. Amen.
That's why I was born too. So we'll take it.
We'll take it.
And I fell in love with a Virginia girl, so I totally understand, man. You gotta stay for the love, man. Stay for the love.
Nah, for sure, man. I mean, she helped change my life, man. I got a beautiful son. She had a son prior to me, but we got two beautiful children, man. Like, my whole life changed since I met her, though. Like, I would have never been on all of these platforms because I wouldn't have been here. I would have still probably been hiding. And she found me at my lowest times. Like, I was homeless at the time, you know what I mean? And, like, she just was there for me, you know what I mean? She ain't know who the hell a Lenny Cooke was, none of that, you know what I'm saying? And, like, she's been a blessing, man.
One, I can respect what you just said about at your lowest time, finding your wife and that being the change in your life and whatnot, and helping move you forward. But what would be the biggest misconception that people have about the Lenny Cooke story? Like what
is the story or about me? Period.
Well, about you, about your life, about you.
I mean, it's just. I mean, look outside of LeBron James, man. Look outside of the LeBron James, Lenny Cooke story, and get to know me as a person. You know what I mean? I give my shirt off my back to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been that way. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No, I could never take away the LeBron and Lenny Cooke story because that's the biggest basketball story I believe that's ever been made, ever. But get to know Leonard.
Amen.
Get to know Leonard. You know what I'm saying? And find out who he is and pick his brain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I tell all these kids. I'm here for a reason, man. I ain't here. I don't do the X's and O's. Pick my brain.
Right.
You got a question. You going through something that I done went through already.
Amen.
You know what I mean? This ain't about being on the basketball court because the basketball got a start date and an expiration date. You don't know when the expiration date going to be, though.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? So I just tell all of these kids, no matter where I'm at, man, just pick my brain. Ask me anything. I'm a text away. I'm a DM away. I'm here, and I'm here for you. Like, I'm here for you. Don't want nothing. You get what I'm saying? And that's what the misconception is, that people don't understand. Like, yeah, I was the number one player in the country. I did have it all. I did lose it all. I did, but I'm still here. That was just one chapter, two chapters in my book. That's it. You know what I'm saying? My story is not over.
That's right. That's right.
There's another word for that. It's called purpose.
Absolutely. And I have that trophy right there that Bobby Bates and Iverson gave me in 2023, which is the All Purpose Award.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Right
That's
there.
awesome.
That's huge. That's huge, man. That's huge. Amen. Amen.
Tony, you have anything before I hit him with the end?
No, I'm just so thankful that you came on our podcast, man, and I really appreciate you. I'm also thinking that I'm just really thankful as well that when I was 14 to 24 years old, driving my parents crazy, that no one had a camera in my face and that everybody wasn't looking at me. You know, I got to stumble in private.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I got to stumble in private where there wasn't a whole lot of spotlight on me. Later as you become a preacher, you get, there's more of a spotlight on you. But I'm an older man now, and I'm just really thankful as I hear your story. And like you said, I hope everyone who watches this, that they kind of think back to the mistakes they were making when they were 14 to 24 years old.
Absolutely.
Before they get on their high horse, they should think back and then think about, like how did they spend money, from 14 to 24? How did they handle things? How did they even handle the temptations of 14 to 24? I think most of us are real knuckleheads from 14 to 24.
That's a fact. And it's more so with, like, I appreciate my mistakes.
Amen. Amen.
Because if I didn't make those mistakes, I wouldn't be the person who I am today.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? So appreciate your small wins as much as your big wins. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I don't have no regrets.
Amen.
I would do things differently if I could.
That's right.
But I have no regrets, man, because none of that was ever expected of me.
That's right.
My family never expected those things of me. You get what I'm saying? So I appreciate all from the beginning till present day, because that's what made me who I am now.
Right. Amen. Amen. Well, thank you for coming on our podcast, brother. I appreciate the story. And I really, more than anything, I appreciate what you're doing for the kids, man.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. This is an honor, man, and I'll do it again, need be. You know what I mean? And if y'all have something out there where you want me to come, I'll come out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just we locked in. And I want to thank everybody, man, that watches this, man. And I hope, especially like you said earlier in the show, man, the kids is the ones that need to hear the story or watch the story, man. I hope y'all watch the documentary and take something from it and take something from this podcast show. I want to thank everybody that always supported me, man. My family in Atlantic City, my family in Virginia, New York, and all over, man, that support me, man, and continue to, whether it's a message on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, man. Don't think I don't see it. I can't respond to everybody, man, but I definitely greatly appreciate the love and support.
Amen. Coach Fowler.
And I also agree with Tony that I'm thankful that I haven't been judged for my worst day, because I can tell you my life would be totally different if somebody had judged me for my worst days, especially 14 to 24, like he said, because I met my wife at 24, 23, 24. So right in that time frame is when my life started to change and my trajectory started moving upwards. So I'm glad that I wasn't judged during those same years. And I'm also glad that you gave everybody their shout outs and you took the time to talk about all of those people, because I would like for us to close out focusing on Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you did this 12, 13 years ago, and I thought it was amazing. It was, again, I told you I was going to come back to this because it was one of the most emotional things that I had seen. And I had my daughter sit down and watch your documentary. My daughter's a pretty solid basketball player. And she's in 7th grade, and I had her watch your documentary on Friday night. And one of the things that stood out the most was when you were talking to yourself at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've done that in 13 years, 12 or 13 years, but I would like for you not to talk to the kids. I would like for you to talk to Lenny because
Hmm.
I think that there are other people, especially in the day and age now that we are with AAU basketball. I think with the NIL, I think with all of the components that go along with basketball, the social media, like we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
that they have to deal with, that could have a similar story to Lenny Cooke. And so I would like for you to talk to Lenny and just what would you say, man? What if again you did this 13 years ago, but this is a different Lenny than you were 13 years ago. It's obvious. So tell me what you would say to Lenny now, the young
Honestly,
Lenny.
man, honestly, I'm proud of who you became.
It's
I'm
done.
proud of who you became. I'm proud of who you became. You know what I'm saying? Through all the ups and downs, everything, man. I'm proud of who you became, Lenny. That's what I would tell myself.
Amen. Amen. That's powerful.
And what advice would you give that Lenny going forward? I mean, coming from being in the spotlight at 14 to 24, and what advice would you give him? Uh, now, knowing the Lenny that you became.
I use my acronym, man. Dreams. Do right even after major setbacks. You know what I'm saying? Do right even after major setbacks, because you still can shine, no matter what. And in that documentary, when I was talking to myself, um, I said I ain't SHIT. Nah, I am the SHIT.
Absolutely, you are.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I would tell myself looking back 13 years ago to 20 years ago when I was playing, bro. I'm just proud of who you are and never put yourself down, man, because God got to wait for you to.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you.
You can
Absolutely.
bounce back, man. You
Right,
can
right.
bounce back, man. And I'm appreciative of y'all letting me share my story the way y'all letting me express myself like that. But um I'm just proud of who I'm becoming. And I ain't finished growing. I ain't finished.
Amen.
And I'm glad you corrected that, man, because she said that too. She said he can be. So
Yeah, nah,
I'm
and tell
glad
her I
that you corrected
appreciate
that.
that.
I'm glad you corrected that, man. So that's good stuff. Lenny, man, I'm glad that you responded. This has been
Out.
something that this listen, I told when I told Tony, it was like, bro, this is somebody that was that dude when I was in high school. And then I remembered you had been in some part of Virginia, and I'm like, listen, he I know a lot of our podcast typically focuses on Virginia. I said, so this could work because people know him.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, let me try to find him. And I thought I was gonna have to go through like this big chat GPT search and all of this.
Nah, nah,
I
nah, nah,
typed
nah.
your name on Facebook and boom, it popped up. And I was like, man, is it the real one? And then when you started responding, my wife was like, make him send a selfie. And I was like, listen, who would fake being this dude so much that everything would be Lenny? They'd be talking about his kids, they'd be doing all this. I said, I think I'm talking to the real Lenny.
Nah,
And so man,
thousand percent, man.
yeah, man, I appreciate you, man. And I also, are you a 49ers fan?
Absolutely.
All right, there we go. Listen, there's another bond right there, my brother. I'm a 49er fan myself. I don't think Tony
Okay.
gets into football like that.
Yeah,
But
yes, I
when I
am.
saw the Eagles jumping off the bridge and I saw you in the 49ers hat, I said, listen, this might work out.
Yeah, for
Now,
sure.
Coach Fowler, I hate to leave us on a. This is the only thing though. Brother Lenny is our first. He is our first guest out of 12 or so guests. He's the first one who thinks that LeBron is the GOAT. So I did my research. Lenny believes that LeBron, and it's a respectable position, brother Lenny. But I will tell you this: all
Hold
of
on.
the other legends that
Hold on
we've
now.
brought on,
Hold on
they're
now.
all Jordan fans.
Hold on. Hold on now.
Amen.
Respectfully,
uh,
statistically,
I
he's
hear
the
you.
greatest of all time.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear
Well, when you play until you're 47 years old, I mean, we're gonna leave it as we 49er fans, man. We're gonna leave that stuff alone. We're gonna leave it at the 40.
Hey, we not gonna act like Cam and Mace acted when you said that. All right, like like I ain't gonna have all that English in the conversation that Cam and Mace had when you disagree with them on that. But I respect that. I respect it. I still say Jordan's the greatest perimeter GOAT and Kareem's the GOAT, but that's all right. But I respect. I understand.
That's MJ. Sure. It's one GOAT. That's Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Michael Jeffrey.
I won't go into that. But Mike got himself in some trouble this weekend, so like he's gonna be losing some shoe sales pretty soon. But I'll let y'all look it up. Matter of fact,
I see something about it after the Daytona 500 thing.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "No, Mike, what was you thinking, Mike?"
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the video yet, but I've seen some of the stuff.
A little bit of it.
Yeah, man. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'm telling folks. He done met 1 million kids and signed 1 million autographs. And, you know, if he had a pattern of bad behavior, then I would be like, yeah, because, you know, I don't have no respect for no PDFs. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But if there was a pattern of behavior, but if you think there's been 1 million kids that he signed autographs and nothing's ever happened, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So even though it did when you watch the tape, Fowler, it did look a little weird. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, because imagine you being on camera for 30 years, and you know I think
little thing pops up.
Yeah, he was a little lit, He was excited, and then he was just I don't curse, but they call it grab a. There's a phrase called grab. You know, when people slapping each other on the butt. And then he started grabbing the little boy. He grabbed him like 3 or 4 times. It just looked a little like, Mike, come on, man. You become a billionaire. You get weird on me or something, man. You know, that's not North Carolina right there, man. That ain't North Carolina right there. You know what I'm saying? but I'm hoping, Mike, I'm just hoping that this blow over and it's no big
deal. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We don't, like you said, you don't never judge nobody off their worst day, right?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Lenny's still listening to R. Kelly, so we good.
I'm about to listen to it as soon as we get off the show.
I'm gonna edit all that R. Kelly stuff. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
You better leave that on there. Listen, matter of fact, Turn, can we get up on a room? That needs to be the song for this podcast.
Man.
That's Lenny's favorite song, I think. I don't know.
Now his favorite, my favorite song by him is Prayer Changes.
That is a good. All of that is good. You're right, and it talks about the NBA and all that. So
everything. Y'all, man. Once again, thank y'all for having me on the show, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, y'all be good now.
Yeah. It's for the love of the game. Taking them all to the hole, playing for the honor road, and we running suicides. No squad will see us fold. Throw me an assist, you can miss me with the miss. Cross them like I'm holy, dunking on them like I'm pissed. Taking it from 3 to pain, watch me switch lanes. It's the next gen, AAU, we the new way. Putting on for all my ladies in the game, going crazy. It's not about the fame, it's for the love of the game. 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 Yeah. It's for the love of the game. Taking them all to the hole, playing for the honor road, and we running suicides. No squad will see us fold. Throw me an assist, you can miss me with the miss. Cross them like I'm holy, dunking on them like I'm pissed. Taking it from 3 to pain, watch me switch lanes. It's the next gen, AAU, we the new way. Putting on for all my ladies in the game, going crazy. It's not about the fame, it's for the love of the game. It's for the love of the game. It's for the love of the game.